All right, guys, so here is our fourth lesson this year. So we're looking at 1.4. Um, so when you're working on your big ideas assignment or an activity in class, you know what section we're on. So this is perimeter and area. So this is section 1.4. So if you want to write that at the top of your notes. So we're talking about area and perimeter. We have discussed this previously already in class. Perimeter, it's the distance around the sides of a shape. Area is the amount of space inside. So perimeter goes around, area is on the inside. So here we have lesson 1.4, but just to point that out. All right, so it says to plot the points and then find the perimeter of the shape. Formulas are on the back of the page. So if you go to the very back of your page, you are going to see your formulas here. And these are the formulas we're going to use for this lesson, okay? All right, so as you can see, it's going to be super short and super sweet. All right, so to plot the points, so -2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's point A. 3, -3 over 3 up 3. So there is B. And C is -2, 1, 2, -3. So there's point C. So we only have 3 points. So since there's only 3 points, that means there's only 3 sides. So makes it super easy. We know we have a triangle. So in order to find the perimeter, I need to know how long each side is. As long as it's horizontal, it's easy to count. So starting at your points, count your spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as long as it's vertical, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is a 5 by 6. Now, keep in mind that horizontal and vertical make a right angle. So if you see a little box in the corner, that means it's a 90-degree angle, which means this is now a right triangle. Since this is a right triangle, I can do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, where this side is your hypotenuse, this is your c. So 5 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. So this is 25 plus 36 equals c squared, which is 61. You have to take the square root of both sides. So therefore C, if we type this in the calculator, we're going to get is 7.8. So this length right here is 7.8. Now, to find the perimeter, you're just going to add it all together. So we're going to go in here. We're going to find the perimeter. The perimeter is 5 plus 6 plus 7.8. So 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 7.8 is 18.8. And there is your final answer. All right. Number 2, same thing, plot the points. So -1, 1. This probably takes longer than anything. 4, 1, 2, -2, and -3, -2. All right, so connect your dots so that you have your shape. All right, so there we go. All right, again, horizontal side, so count those spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know our perimeter is going to be greater than 10 because those two sides add up to 10. Now, to get this, what I'm going to do here is I need to, I'm going to change this just a little bit. Let's do blue. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this little right triangle so that since that's slanted, I want to make it a hypotenuse. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, is make this little right triangle, because if I have this little right triangle sticking off the sides, I can do Pythagorean theorem. And the best part is 1, 2, 3, so this side is 3, and this side is 2. So this is a 3 by 2. So 3 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared, which this side is your c. And this is a 2 by 3 also. So that means whatever this one is exactly the same. So I only have to do this once. So 9 plus 4 is 13. Something's shaking over here. And the last step in Pythagorean theorem is to take the square root. So the square root of 13 is 3.6. So I know both of these sides are 3.6. So that means the perimeter is two sides that are 5, because I have two 5s, plus two sides that are 3.6. Let's scroll up a little bit here. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 3.6 is 7.2, and then add those two together. So my perimeter is 17.2. And there we go. There's your answer. Now, 3 and 4 says to find the area of the shapes. So the area of a triangle. So if you flip over to the back, and the area of a triangle uses this formula right here. So 1/2 of BH. So I'm going to go down here, and the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, 1/2 of BH. Now, please keep in mind this is the best thing in the world when it's a right triangle, because when it is a right triangle that you're finding the area of, your base and your height are going to be those two legs. So whatever these two numbers are, your A and your B, that is your base and your height. So 5 times 6. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go base times height divided by 2. 30 divided by 2, and let's extend that. So my area is 30 divided by 2 is 15. And there is your answer to that first one. Oh, that's a terrible box. Let's try that again. There we go. So now number 4, this is a parallelogram. So you're looking at the black figure. Remember, we drew the blue lines on there to create that right triangle to make this easier to look at. So since this is a parallelogram, I'm going to go to that last page. So flip yours over, and we're looking for a parallelogram where it says rectangle or parallelogram, which is base times height. So the base is 5. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to say, well, the area is base times height. The base is 5. I just got to figure out the height. Well, the height, the best part about height is the height has to start at the top and go to the bottom, and it has to be perpendicular. So it's just a vertical line up and down, which is the same vertical line here. So 1, 2, 3. So my height is 3. So I'm going to go down here and plug that in. So base times height. So 5 times 3 is 15. So in other words, this black parallelogram here, and I'm going to shade that in. Okay, so this parallelogram has the same amount of space as this triangle. They both have an area of 15. Okay, and if you counted the boxes, including counting the little pieces, and added them together, they're going to add up to 15 on both. All right. How are we doing on time? So we got 8 minutes in. All right. So now this next part here says to find the total area of this composite shape. So what we're going to do is, what I notice is that I've got this triangle here, which is a right triangle. I see that right away. And then this triangle down here. So what I'm going to do is find the area of the top triangle. So the area for number 1, so area 1, so base times height divided by 2. So let's look at, remember I told you when you're doing a right triangle, if you look at the legs, the two sides that make that right angle, that's your base and your height. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's going to be the same triangle. So 5 times 6 divided by 2, which is 30 over 2, which is 15. So the area of the top is 15. So this green triangle has an area of 15. So the purple one, so area 2 is also a triangle, so base times height divided by 2. Well, if you go to the corner here, if you draw a line straight here, see how it's perpendicular to the base? Then that's all you need. So we know that this piece right here is 6, so the base is 6 this time. Now the height is 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you always want to go to a vertex and draw a line perpendicular down. So what do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 24 over 2. So that is 12. So the area of 2 is 12. The area of 1 is 15. So now to get the total, just add them together. So the total area is 15 plus 12. So your total area is 27. And there you go. So remember, anytime you're, and this is just a little extra, when you're finding the area of a triangle, so you have your bottom, which is your base, and you go to the corner that's opposite and you draw a line straight down, this is your height, base and height. So even if you flipped it upside down, as it is in this picture here, this is still your base, this is still your height. All right, so number 6, find the total perimeter. So the perimeter is the edges on the outside. So I need this, 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 and this. I don't really care about this because it's not the area. It's not the part on the outside. I only want what's outside. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's slanted, so I can't count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from 4 to 4 is 8. Now this one, I'm going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. So you want to do this little piece here. So I'm going to change this to a red so we can see it. So that you've got this and this. So those two are perpendicular to each other. This is 2, and this right here is 4. So to get this piece right here, the hypotenuse, we're going to go 2 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 4 plus 16 is 20. And we have to take the square root of both sides. And we get that the square root of 20 is 4.5. So I know this side is 4.5. So my perimeter is 4 plus 8 plus 4.5 plus 6. So you add all of that together and you get 26.5 is your perimeter. All right, and that is it. So the next page is just your formulas, all right? So we're going to get some more practice with this in class, and we are going to clear up anything that's confusing. Make sure you put stars next to the problems or parts that you have questions over so that we can make sure we clear up any confusion that you guys have, and I will see you later.